Hello everyone and welcome to this figure review. Today we are going to take a look at the new Bandai Movie Monster Series final figure of the Toho Showa era version of Varan. And as you can see there with the figure, you do get a tag that is attached to said figure. And here, a little bit of a close-up of the tag. Again, with this, it is in black and white for the picture that is shown here for Varan. And again, there, it is the 2022 release for this Bandai vinyl figure of Varan. And on the backside, how some, they started doing more characteristic of the monster's features, whereas this, it's like the backside of Varan's back. And then the inside, if you want to pause there, take a look. And now, to move along to a little bit more close-up of the figure. Right off the get-go, this Varan figure is pretty big and is long from head to tail. And here you can see the bottom side there, to where for the base of the color, it's mostly, I would say, of a light brown color, and then at the front there, it's a little bit more bumpy there with the scaling on, well, the back. As you can see there with the tail, can't really move as much as it's glued on to be a whole piece with the body. And there with the hind legs, the back legs there, they can rotate and do a full 360 all the way around, and you can readjust them to however you wish. And again there, to make it flat on the surface. And again, you can do the same thing with the other leg, just so you can see that range of motion there. But of course, doing it that way will be a little odd if you're planning to pose this Varan figure in a photo shoot of some sort, or even stop motion video. But seeing there that even you can have your Varan like that, to where you can like have his arms sticking out like that. And of course, with the front arms there, they can rotate as well all the way around. And if I hadn't mentioned yet, with the other coloration on this figure, you have a little bit of that white on the claws, the nails, however way you will word that. And then same thing with the spikes there along the spine of this Varan's back, all the way up to the top of its head. But yeah, pretty impressive figure here. And then also too, with the head, thought I could rotate it all the way around, but unfortunately you cannot with this figure. But yeah, seeing this firsthand, I was really amazed at how well that it looked, and definitely a very large figure to have in your collection. And maybe the scaling may be a little bit off in comparison with other figures in your collection, but nonetheless a pretty decent sized Varan figure. And again, along with the paint job, unfortunately does not continue with that white on the spine traveling down all the way to the last part of the tail there. But however, again, just so that way we have an idea to compare the size, here is next to it the YMSF figure that I got a while back, and thinking, well, this is probably the only figure of Varan that I'll ever have in my collection. But lo and behold, Bandai, of their Movie Monster series line, they decided to make their own Varan figure. And surprisingly, comparing these two together side by side, definitely good differences there. And again, with Varan, it was first introduced in the 1958 Toho film Varan the Unbelievable, and then of course had another appearance in, I believe it was the 1968 Destroy All Monsters film. As the first one, I believe it was said to be its first generation of a larger size, and the second generation that we see in the Destroy All Monsters film was a bit of a smaller size. So, smaller one, I'd like to think that that's, if I'm filming something, that's the second generation, and then the bigger one is, of course, the Bandai Movie Monster Series figure. And again, both are well sculpted and detailed, and again, which I will cover for a review on the YMSF Varan figure at some point in the future. But I'd say pretty good for both to have in your collection if you're able to at least have both, or maybe one in your collection, because I think by now having the Bandai Movie Monster Series Varan figure is probably going to be a bit more easier to get your hands on. And moving along, next up to compare with the size, here we have the Bandai vinyl figure of Godzilla 1967 from Son of Godzilla. And to see, again, Varan is pretty short if on his belly, and from head to tail, again, in height, is pretty longer than your standard Godzilla figure. And again, same thing, not even in view, but the tail still keeps going on and is a bit taller in this manner. But having it like this, just in a standard position, is shorter than probably most Godzilla figures like this way. But, yep, and again, just a little of an overview with this Varan vinyl figure. Again, pretty much it was a kaiju of a giant prehistoric reptile with the capability of flight. And yeah, first introduced in that 1958 film, and again in the 1968 Destroy All Monsters film. Well, everyone, I guess that's going to wrap up for this figure review. If you did enjoy this video, go on ahead and leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Again, still trying to get the hang of back on a schedule to upload more videos in the future, so I hope you all will stay tuned for that. And I guess that's going to be it. Hope you all have a good day, good night, and I will see you in the next video.